Hello, it's noontime, DIY Friday time. I'm going to give you just a minute for everybody that's coming in to jump in here while I go on and share what we're doing to our other groups. Okay? So, how is everybody today? Where's all my friends, my DIY friends? All right. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Carol Hudson. I'm going to get these shared to the groups that we want to share in. And then we will get started. Hey, Sherry Kirkley Clower. Clower Kirkley. I said it backwards, didn't I? Alright. I think I got to share. So, I've got all my ingredients today. I ended up deciding to go with the sweet almond oil in mine instead of vitamin E. And then I've got my glycerin and my tea tree. And I've got my distilled water here. So, what you want to decide is what you're going to put it in. Remember, I showed you can do it in a jar and pour it and do it over some cotton rounds. You can just do this bottle with the little flip lid and put it in there, and then when you get ready, grab your cotton round, squirt it on there. Or if you could find one of these, it's got the little pump on it. So you just take your cotton wipe, put it on top, pump, 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 pump till you get the cleaner up there, and then you do your eyes with that. I'm going to make it in this one because I think this is the right size for the amount we're making. And then I think what I'm going to do is pour it over these so that I have them ready just to pull out and use at night. But I may keep another recipe made in one of these as my travel to take with me places. Now, if you are one of those people who are super duper crunchy and green and you don't want to use these wipes, what is your alternative? If you want to do something that you can wash and reuse, here's what I think would be best if it were me. I would get these really thin baby washcloths. They're really thin, they're soft for your face, and you could take one of these small washcloths and cut it into 4. So you could quarter it, cut it into 4 even pieces, and then every day you would have a piece about this size that you could pull out and use, and then throw it in the dirty clothes and wash with your towels. So that was what I was thinking about, is how could you do this if you didn't want to use cotton swabs, if you wanted to use something that was reusable. And this is what I think, this is what I came up with. Now, somebody else may have some better ideas for this, but this is what I came up with, and I think it might work. All right, so we've got our little container that we're gonna put our makeup remover in. And the first thing we want to start with is our carrier oil. And we want 2 teaspoons of carrier oil. So I've got my little teaspoon here, and I'm just going to fill it up once, pour it right into my little jar. I'm going to fill it up again, pour it one more time. Steady hands, and wear your glasses if you're over 40 so you make sure you can see what you're doing. Alright, then, so that's my sweet almond oil. You could have used jojoba oil, you could have used your V6 vegetable oil that Young Living makes, you could have used vitamin E oil, whatever oil that you want to use. I tend to not use anything that's a very thick viscosity oil on my face because I don't want it to clog my pores and make me break out. All right, so we've got 2 tablespoons of our carrier oil in our little bottle. The next thing we're gonna do is a 1/2 teaspoon of our glycerin. So remember I told you it wouldn't take much, not to buy a ton. I just got this little bitty bottle when I ordered, and I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon here, and right into the bottle it goes. All right, let that drip off of there. That's a little bit thicker than my carrier oil. But don't worry, we're gonna add water to this, and we're gonna add our essential oil to this. So there is what we have in the bottom. So not much at all. Now grab your tea tree oil. If you, Sherry Kirkley had asked in one of the posts earlier, if you don't like tea tree oil, maybe you don't like the way it smells, or you're just, it's not your favorite and you want to use something different, my next choice for this would probably be lavender, just because it's really good for your skin, and it's a Swiss Army knife of all oil. So, and it's very, very delicate. It won't burn or anything like that. So 2 drops, that's all you need. Tea tree is kind of a thin oil, so just be careful and just get your 2 drops in there. One, 2. My bottle's almost empty. It took a minute for mine to come out. All right, so now we have that. And then the next thing we want to do is use our distilled water. I get my distilled water, Great Value brand, from Walmart, 88 cents for a gallon. Even though all of our diffusers do not require distilled water like they used to, I still buy an 88-cent jug and put one by my diffuser in my bedroom. Luke keeps one by his diffuser in his bedroom. It just makes it quick and easy at night when you get ready to fill your diffuser up before you go to bed. The water's already sitting there. So this is, you know, this Great Value distilled water is what I use. All right, so then you're going to take your distilled water and you're just going to fill it almost all the way to the top. And add your lid. Make sure your lid is snapped closed, and then you just want to, I've got 2 teaspoons. Chrissy's asking, is it teaspoons or tablespoons? I'm not sure what I said, but the recipe says 2 teaspoons and a 1/2 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of carrier oil and a 1/2 teaspoon of glycerin. Yes, it is teaspoons. Sorry, did I say tablespoons? See, try so hard to get it right, and sometimes I just don't. All right, so there is your eye makeup remover in this little jar. Now, if you are doing this, put your whites, your cotton whites, down in there in your jar, and just pour this over, and they will absorb it all up. All right, so now I've got it in there. I'm going to take my lid, put it on top, and then just and they should absorb all of that up. And then tonight when I get ready to clean my eyes, because I actually put on eye makeup today because I wanted to try the new lengthening and volumizing mascara that I got. If you haven't looked, I posted pictures. I am pleasantly impressed with the new mascaras, and I put the lengthening on first and then the volumizing. But anyway, that's how you would do it if you're going to put it in the jar. And then if I were going to put it in this, I would have just poured that in there as well, or I could actually make it in there. I just wouldn't fill it all the way up as far with water. All right, so I got that all over me on my fingers. All right, so that is eye makeup remover the easy way with tea tree oil. Like I said, you could change and use lavender if you wanted to. So next week we are going to do baby powder. So I'm one of those people, I grew up with my grandmother, my mom, my aunt. Everybody used baby powder, and I never used it as an adult until I started working out on a regular basis, and I need baby powder on my tender tush, just saying. And so I used to use the Gold Bond with the talc in it. I've used the Johnson & Johnson's with the talc in it over the years. But in the last 5 years or so, I have been making my own baby powder. And I'm going to share that recipe with you next week. You are going to need bentonite clay, and I will post links for this. And you're going to need arrowroot powder, and then you're going to need just a little bit of cornstarch, and then whatever essential oil you like. I put lavender and purification in my baby powder. So that's what we're going to be making next week, and I can't wait to show you my baby powder. Now, when I first started making baby powder, I couldn't find like a powder puff. So what I did was I went to Walmart, and they still sell those round, scented, fragrance, talc loaded, gross powder boxes that are round and plastic. I know y'all have seen those before, that have the powder puff in it. So what I did was I went to Walmart, I bought one of those, I dumped the powder out, cleaned it out really good, and then I had a container for my powder and a powder puff to use. So I think it was less than $3 for the round thing from Walmart, and I chunked it. However, there are several different ways that you can use it without having to go by that. You could even get like a large salt shaker that sprinkles and put your powder in there. Or there's a couple of other things. Anything that you can squeeze to get the powder to come out, that is a good thing. You could also use like just a jar. I just save it in a big jar, and then I dump it out. You could just dump it out into your hand or whatever. So that's what we're going to go over next week is homemade baby powder. And oh, I wanted to update you on this in case you haven't seen these posts. The Thieves products that have been going live the last 2 weeks for the hand sanitizer and the spray and all of that, they're not doing anything new going live today at 1 o'clock like we did last week and the week before. This week they are focusing on building our amounts of all of those things that we have in our warehouse, and they are planning on releasing some things next Wednesday. And April Pointer says there's some things that are going to be released that we're going to be surprised about and excited about, but she can't tell us yet. And I just saw that in a post that she did. If y'all don't know, April Pointer is our closest Royal Crown Diamond, and a lot of times, sorry, my dog's decided to have a little bark attack out there. She is where we get the info as to what's going to be coming out right before it comes out and all of that. So they're building inventory this week. Nothing big happening at 1 o'clock today of live products that are coming in stock, and look forward to next week because we should have a good bit of inventory, and we should have some things that go live that are going to be a surprise for us. So we get a week to anticipate, right? All right. The other thing I wanted to remind you of is I am doing a Oil of the Month post in Third Day Droplets. So if you will go in, check out that Oil of the Month post and comment at the end of the month. I'm doing a drawing for someone to receive that Oil of the Month oil for free from me. So go check out that post, comment. I would love for you to ask a question and share some of the info that you're learning in all of these with other people. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go for now. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I look forward to DIY Wednesday next week. Love you.